There's a ton of threes and fours out there that will do all of that for you. She'll cook, clean. She'll answer the phone. She'll talk to the contractor for you. She'll do all. She'll raise the kids. She'll do everything you want. And she's a three, and she's 230
I'm
pounds.
not. I think you're getting that
There's a
mixed up.
ton
I
of
didn't say
three.
that.
There's a ton of
I'm
two
not
hundred
saying
and
that.
forty pound nurturers out there. They all waiting for
That's
you.
true. Hey, and you could rack them up if you want to, but I try not to deal with the heavyweight. I stay within my weight class, man. I don't punch outside of my weight
No,
class.
no, no.
So
See, the question, Trev, was purpose over uh pleasure. It
and I
wasn't,
spent like the
healthy
whole two,
balance,
3 minutes
healthy
saying that it's
balance. Because
binary
if
and
we pick,
you can't do one. Go ahead.
you can. I hear you what you're saying, but I'm saying the question was posed as, man, you know what? You need to get you a woman. Don't worry about that pleasure stuff. Get you a woman that can do this for you and do that and be there and so on and so forth. And if that was the case, then there wouldn't be a lot of single women. There's a lot of women out there. That's what we talk about. Pick a struggle. It's like she's cute, but she crazy. Damn, she everything that you need, but she hard to look at. You only want to hit it from the back and put her face in the pillow. It's almost like, but which one do men pick? They tend to deal with crazy beautiful before they deal with ugly, understandable.
And that's why the divorce rate's so high. You know what I'm saying?
That's nature. That's my point. So my thing is, we're trying to fight nature. We're simply trying to get women to be beautiful and sane. That's all. The argument today is women won't lose. Let's just use the weight part. We could talk about, are you agreeable and are you cooperative? Let's skip all of that. If 80% of women in America is overweight, and the 80% of that 80 is obese, why can't they won't even eat a salad, Trev? And knowing how men are visual, knowing how we care about beauty, and women are typically the hallmark of beauty for a relationship, can you go to Pilates class? Can you take a yoga class? Can you get on a spin bike? They won't do that. So the argument is, damn, if you are everything that I need in a woman for my purpose, for me to get what I want, to take care of the children, to be my nurturer, to tend to me when I'm sick, to be a good woman in that regard, why can't you also eat a salad?
You should.
Why is it so tough to get both? And if we had to choose between both, what this video or the question was asking is, pick the purpose. Don't worry about the beautiful, the pleasure part. But men ain't doing that. And so now we're at an impasse and a whole lot of fucking divorces. 50% divorce rate, and then the 50 that's staying together, they hate each other. What do we do, Trev?
Listen, well, this is what I'll say. The more that you invest in yourself, the better man that you become, the more likely you are able to obtain a woman who has more features. So that's the first part. You have to make sure that you're right. I never had an issue getting that, right? I definitely ran into a couple crazies, yes. But yet and still, I never had a problem having females that were willing to support me and look good. But again, it's because I invested into myself. I made sure that I had everything right. Anything that I can control, I worked on, right? You have just down to your grooming, down to the way you dress, down to hitting the gym, right? Being well read, educate yourself, be on your purpose, get to the money. If you do all these things, you see women start getting in your way and they compete. They're willing to compete at that point versus you having to sit here and battle for threes and fours. I mean, that's cool. And I'm not saying that there's no room for it, because that's fine if that's what you want to do. That's not what I'm going to do, though. You know what I'm saying? So your best bet is to invest as much as possible in yourself and then see what you run into. But I mean, to be honest, if you want to be happy as a man, you're going to need both, right? To where you're not worried about your relationship, where you're not feeling stressed. You absolutely need a female to do all of those things. But then you could survive without the pleasure, but it's a rough road. It's not something you want to deal with. It's tough. It's tough. So you kind of need the both. I can't see it any other way. And even if you get yourself like a 5, which is an average girl, I'm not saying that's bad, because most women are average if you look at it. I say aim for the 7s. If you can obtain a 7, go ahead and get that. I say stay away from the 10s and 9s because they be a lot of trouble unless you are hyper successful or unless you are a genetic celebrity, unless you have something seriously extra about you. You're not going to be able to maintain those 9s and 10s. That's just being real, right? You can get them, but to try to keep them forever, it's going to be difficult and frustrating and more of a headache than you'd like to deal with, right? All of the damn attention you going out. It's a headache. That's why I say jump on them 7s if you can, right? Because a lot of them, they're going to be good. They're not like too conceited. They're not out there all crazy. But they still something to look at. You could get your rocks off without a problem, and you good. And she's probably going to be cooperative if you got your stuff together.
Yeah, Trev, I don't know about not saying that not too conceited, man. Them 7s think they 9s or 10s, you know what I'm saying? And the 5s think they 7s, and the 4s think they 6 and better. I don't know.
Listen, I'll say this. I'm going to say this. A lot of women are bad, right? A lot of women are bad. But if you a type of dude that say you can't find a good one, then I have to question where you're sourcing your women, right? Because like you got a good woman right now, right?
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay. How about you, Shannon? You got a good woman? You got a good woman? You don't? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I think most of us do or have had, right? But like I said, you got to be in a certain position to get it. Or at least Shannon, you would say you've been able to obtain good women at some point, right? Or you never ever ran into a woman worthy of nothing.
Define good.
Good, meaning that.
Define good.
Okay, so let's say she's able to give you that pleasure and purpose, right? To where you were fulfilled, that pleasure and purpose, listen, and you happen to get along with her.
Listen, I get along with everybody. I'm cool with everybody. My problem is, and I'm physically attracted to beautiful women. I only fuck with beautiful women. Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's not no problem. Can I get one that's on code? God damn. I mean, it's tough. Brothers is having you know, did you just hear about the Sergey, the dude that co-founded PayPal? Is because Elon smashed his wife and he just filed for divorce like yesterday. It's listen, man. Even money don't buy cooperation oftentimes.
No, that's correct.
So you can get yourself together. You can do all of that to attract the best physically looking ones. It's tough to get one that's mentally solid with the right software installed, no matter what level you at. I'm sorry. I mean,
well, let me ask you this: Do you feel like
Tyree? You know, I mean, I could run off a litany of celebrities that would support that statement. So when you say, Shannon, you got a good woman, a good looking woman, yeah, that's all I fuck with. A good woman, rock solid up in here.
Do you feel like you're capable of getting a woman on your program?
I have a very rigorous program. My program is not the standard program and shit. I have a lot to lose, and the requirements are kind of steep. But go ahead with your question.
No, I was saying, do you feel like you can get a woman on your program where she's gonna adhere to what you're talking about and just
let me do it like this?
I
haven't been able to. No, I have not been able to.
Now let me ask you this: have you blamed all the women?
Told me that they could, huh? I've had women that
have you blamed all the women?
No, oftentimes it's my fault.
Okay,
but I'm simply saying, I've had women that believe that they can get on my program, that believe that they can rock and be that, and then when the rubber hits the road, that engine don't move the way they thought it was gonna move. I'm very difficult in my requirements. My expectations and requirements are kind of high, are way above average.
Yeah, you might have to outsource.
I believe that there's a bunch of 3s and 4s out there that can jump on my program with no problem. I believe that there's a bunch of below average looking women. I believe that there's a bunch of overweight women who will be able to do any and everything I need them to do.